So we've got. Hey guys, how's it going? Boomslang here. So what do we got? We got it's backwards. Wow. How do I change that? How do I change it so it's not backwards? I click mirror my camera. Let's do back into settings. Settings. Camera. All right, let's unmirror. There we go. That is better. All right. Problem solved. Woo! I thought we had an emergency. Lordy, lordy. There you go. 1982 Fleer baseball. And we're going to binderize this thing. Hey, Miss Southern Belle. That was quick. First one in. Holy moly. I wasn't expecting. I am well. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Holy cow. Usually it's 3 to 5 minutes before someone shows up in one of my streams. But hey, welcome. Welcome. Um, so, like the title says, hopefully the title says, I'm going to be binderizing, and maybe I should do that. Like, let's see, let me go into. I'm not by far not an expert with this StreamYards, but I pay for the service, so I can have up to 10 people in the thing, the thing, and but I usually don't have guests on. I did in the past, and it did not work out well for me. It takes one bad apple to spoil the whole bunch. You know that. Yeah. I appreciate it. So let me. So I figured out the camera. So everything was backwards just before you came on, or maybe as you were coming on. So I jumped into the settings and I clicked. I had clicked mirror my camera because I wanted to mirror what my camera sees. Well, my camera is seeing things backwards apparently. So I had to uncheck that in the settings, and voila, everything is now. People aren't getting goofed up, like looking like, oh, he's turning the pages wrong. They're on the wrong side. Oh, the printing's not right. It's backwards. Um, and there you go. So, like the title is supposed to say, and I may go into settings again. I don't know if I can add anything to anything like change the title or anything like that. Orientation settings are disabled while live. Landscape. Okay. Stream quality, stream quality recording, hotkeys, layouts. What are layouts? You know what? I'm not going to mess with it. We're good. We're good. Anyway, so today we are going to be binderizing. Not a real word. If you look it up in a dictionary, you're probably not going to find it. Binderizing. It's a word that I like using because, well, that's what we're doing. We're putting these babies into a binder. And we're going to see if I have the complete set. Supposed to be the complete set. But I'm a master set builder. So I will be looking for the variations also to accompany the base, the regular cards too. And I am going to go even as far as like if Fleer came with stickers. Yeah, organizing. There you go. Exactly. You love the color and the volume. All right. Well, thank you. Yes, the volume is actually coming from this camera right here, this little webcam. Now, when I do my normal stream using OBS, then I have the two camera. This for you to get like two cameras, you have to create a whole new account, YouTube account or whatever. I'm not sure, and then you can join up, and I can have two. I don't know how to put. You love the stickers, yeah. So Fleer did, excuse me, put out stickers with their packs. So I'm going to be looking to put them in the back of the binder as well. Like I am going to be a real completionist or whatever, master set builder. So let's dig into this box. So the first set and number one card is Dusty Baker. So we're just going to fill it up. That's all we're gonna do, and we'll go as long as we can go, as long as people can stand it. We'll we'll proceed. That's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna slide these babies in here. My goal is to try, because I'm up there in age, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the wherewithal to purchase all the cards needed to complete my sets from my birth year to. Hey CV, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Um, to have every complete set tops, and I'm gonna throw in the whatever Fleer and like the '80s Fleer and the comeback for the Fleer and the new Dunross and Dunruss, whatever, uh, Score, those other upper decks from the '80s and '90s and going forward till they stopped. That's the goal from my birth year, 1959 tops forward. Now I have complete sets already, binderized and or not, because I have brand new factory sets over there. Excuse me. um, all in binders. My goal though is to U2 from 70 to 80. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, mine. I'm waiting for the 2024 factory sets to come out. I'm just gonna buy the factory set. I have, excuse my bald head. I have some 2024 packs here. I have like a blaster. I bought like one or two of each, but I collect unopened stuff too. And I have a ton. If you go back and look at some of my videos, I have a ton of unopened stuff. So, and my phone is about dead. So I'm just gonna turn it that way. I'm at 33% on my phone, but I'm not using my phone. But we're just binderizing, and I'll try to point out like players of importance, like Steve Garvey here, who's running for Senate or Congress over in California, in whatever his district is. So good luck to him. I don't know if they've had their elections yet or not. Good luck to him. And so again, back to the goal is, but I'm turning 65 this year, and I want to retire from work. So that's going to cut my obviously income a little bit. My Social Security is not going to make up the difference. My pension, now I work for Boeing. Yes, I work for Boeing. I do not work in the commercial airplane division. So far, we're up to card number 18. So we're doing well. We've got every card. I work in the defense sector. In other words, we build stuff for the military. Military signs a contract. They want X amount of these, and we build them. Like I work in Ridley Park, Pennsylvania, and that's where the Chinook and Ospreys are built. The Chinook is a tandem rotor helicopter, and the Osprey is a tandem rotor tilt rotor airplane helicopter. So the Chinook flies like a normal helicopter, except it's got two big blades and not a big blade and a little blade. That makes it simple. The Osprey has two big blades that allow it to take off and land as a helicopter. But once it's in flight, those, and you can't see my hands, but once in flight, those engines on the wingtips, because they have actual wings, will rotate forward and allow them to go really fast, like a propeller-driven airplane. Whereas a helicopter, their blades just whirly like this and going in opposite directions. And by them going in opposite directions, that offsets the whole auto rotating when you lose your tail rotor in a traditional helicopter. That's why you see them going like this, because now the helicopter body is trying to spin and catch up to the blades. So if the blades spin in this way, right, and you lose your tail rotor, which is spinning this way, which keeps you like a rudder, acts like a rudder. It keeps you from um, wanting to just gyro with your motor on top. So um, when you lose your tail rotor, that's why you see them kind of spiral into the dirt like that. Not a good thing, but it does happen. Fernando Valenzuela. So we're up to card 27. We're doing well. Boom saying the Southern Bell, okay, and it says did not vote for him. Sorry. Oh, okay, no problem. Hey, you know what? It's your vote. You do what you want. I had no idea what his campaigning was about. Just wished him good luck. Being a good sport. I have no idea what what his platform was or whatnot. I just heard it. That's what he was doing. So, let's see. So now the second team in the set is my team. Those Yankees, the Yankees. So it's funny. I was at work. I was at work yesterday, and one of the guys at work kind of moved up from Georgia, and I was telling him about like he talked about like he lived in New York and all this stuff. He's from Georgia. He lived in New York, and then he moved down and got a job where I work. And we've been there about the same length of time, but I never really worked with the guy. It's a fairly big site, and so I'm told him about I said it was about 8 years ago now. I went to South Carolina, and I got nailed for speeding. And I said, man, I wasn't even going over the speed limit by that much. And I said, and it was the sheriff, like the sheriff of the town, pulled me over. And homeboy did not cut me a break. He was like, and then the guy chimed in and says, I said, well, yeah, he saw them out of town plates, them out of state plates, and he just figured he got himself a Yankee. I'm like, yeah, that's what he probably thought. He got a Yankee because I had New Jersey plates on my car, still do, and I was in South Carolina. Can't remember the name of the town, but basically said, dude, no one can speed down south. You speeding, you're gonna get busted. They're just on you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I did learn my lesson. I kept it at the speed limit. But anyway, that's just a story. Just I'll just call them about. Okay, you buy Dogecoin and Robinhood. I do not. I did get some stock through Robinhood though, and yeah, everything I lost it all. I spent $500 on a Tesla competitor who was supposed to be up and coming, and like I invested $500. I'm like, oh, I'll just put $500 and see what happens. And today, I could not tell you what it was worth. It just dropped like a rock, and and they give you X amount of free entries, whatever, or free stocks. And those stocks was a gamble. You just picked a card or whatever, and it says, oh, you get like 3 shares of this stock here, and everything's tanked. But anyway, um, I did for a while run Ethereum on my computer upstairs because it has the better video card on it. So for the Yankees here, we got Goose, Guidry, and Jackson. So by the way, Fleer put the players in alphabetically. They didn't go by Bobby Mercer was a really good player. Let's give him number 50. Reggie Jackson was number 100. No, they just like alphabetically by team, alphabetically. And it may be how they finish during the season, how the teams get loaded into the presses. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I did some Ethereum for a while. I think I made around $600, and so when I went to cash out, like they like, well, I would just cash out, and it was I had a choice, so I got it. They were supposed to send me an e-card for Target, and I never not Target or well, something. I think it might have been Target. I don't know. Anyway, never got the card. They took the money out of my account, and I never got the card. So I'm like, you know what? Screw them. I'm done. Just turn the program off. Still on my computer. And I came home the other day, and my computer did a restart, and it was up and running. And I heard my thing just screaming. I'm like, what is going on in here? So I went and looked. I'm like, oh, that program's running. Okay, turn it off. By the way, I do have solar panels on my house. Got them at the very end, December of 2019. There's Dave Winfield. And let's see. Make sure we didn't miss a card. So we're at 9, 18, 27, should be 36, 45 should be next, and 54. So we are on track. We have every card so far. Um, so yeah, I had to go up and turn that off, and my computer calmed back down. I'm like, dude, you're just going crazy over here. Anyway, so I got my electric bill the other day, and I had, like I said, I had Jack Bench. I had my solar panels put on my house in December. Finally got up and running, like the very end of December of 2019, and I got my electric bill for last month was a whopping, and it's been this way for a long time. Um, $11.12. Amazing. It was usually around like $500 a month, and now it's a lot of times it was just $6 a month. So, but we had some lot of cloudy days. It was winter. I went the whole, like literally a whole year plus and had zero bill. When they came and said, you owe nothing, you owe nothing, you owe nothing. Because I made one overpayment the year prior, I paid the bill twice for some reason. So they just said, nope, 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 for a whole year. Like nothing due, nothing due. And finally, I got one now. And it was for last month. It was $11.12. So very nice. Brandon, or I'm sorry, Brian Basketballs. What's up? The Reds had the most wins in 1981, but no playoffs. Okay. Most wins and didn't go to the playoffs. So 54 goes 63. Then the next card would be 72. Just you know, go by 9. And again, we are looking for any um, missing cards, obviously, and or variations. Now, there's a couple sites you can use for variations. I started out using just PSA. What does PSA recognize as a variation in this set? But then I soon realized, well, someone just may never have submitted the variation of that card. So now I just use trading card database, TCDB, and that's what I do. So I already went on there and I looked, and there might have been like for this set, like one of error slash variation or whatnot that was corrected. So this should be card 72, and it is card 72. And it was, I mean, I'm not a Reds guy, but there's George Foster, there's Griffey Sr., there's Ray Knight. But we're just here to binderize, and then we are going to add this to the binder stack. By the way, I bought off of Amazon a 6-pack of binders. 6-pack of binders. And then also off of Amazon, I bought. So I bought these 2-inch binders. I'm going to see how they hold up in these sets. 3 inches seem a little big. 4 inches like really, really big. So stuff gets expensive though. Like for the 6 binders, it was like $55. And then I bought 4 boxes of these BCW 9-pocket pages. 4 boxes of these and 100 sleeves per box. It gave me enough to do 5 binders and have like 25 extra, less than 25 extra. Because one of the BCW boxes came with 6 pages shy. It only had 94 pages in it. So I was like, dang, man. Right? So I didn't record it. I didn't do an unboxing because you don't expect to have an issue with your pages. But so then I broke out my phone and I recorded. I opened up every one of the other boxes and I counted every sleeve in every other box. The other 3 boxes, 2 boxes had 1 extra sleeve in. The other box was just at 100. So for the money that I spent for 4 boxes of sleeves, I ended up getting 4 pages short, which kind of stinks. There's the Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific as a Red. I'm sure Reds fans were happy when he came over, even though it was at the tail end of his career. Tail end-ish, I guess. He still looked very capable in that photo, and he has the wisdom to teach the young guys. So we're switching to the athletics now. So let's see what we got here. By the way, this set does have the Ripken junior rookie card should be in this set. A baseball coloring book. There you go. And with today's technology, you can go online and you can illustrate your own book. Really, really easy. You love BCW? I mean, I buy them because they're like I got these for $18 a box instead of 22. Or here's a Ricky Henderson, Ricky. So so after 72, there goes 81. You get to update, and then 90, and then there should be 99 at the end of this one here. Again, the goal is to binderize my complete sets, and again going from 59 through current year and tops, and then like the 80s Fleer, the 80s Dunruss, the scores, as many as I can get. I'm not really going to focus on them, but if I have a complete set, I will binderize it, and that's the goal. And then after I retire, open up an eBay store and start selling off part of this mountain of cards that I've got. So we got the Ricky so far, and then this should be card 99. So we are on track. We have every card so far. Like I said, I've been through this. I kind of looked at this already, so I know every card's here. I wouldn't even waste your time binderizing. Let's put it that way. But waste my time binderizing. But just wanted to share this with you guys. As a matter of fact, if there's Let's see. Where's the? I'm going to throw this up there. I think this is how you do it. Copy, paste. So there we go. There's the link if anyone wants to join up and just have a chat or whatever. That's fine. We can do that. Like I said, normally I don't do it because I got burned one time, and it was a bad burn. It was bad. Center Hill cards. That's the pro tip on binderizing cards, to always check each page before you start a new one. That's right. That is right. I've done that. I've messed up in the past because I didn't even check for errors or variations either, and that is just a mess. Now, I don't expect to get every variation. I will leave a gap though in the binder if there's a variation, because the 1962 top set, like half the set seems to be a greenish tint in the background variations, like instead of nice and like white back here or gray back there, it has a green hue to it. All right, so we're at 99, so we're now at 108, on track. Yeah, I've done that too. Um, Noticing it late, and that was one binder ended up having to move because of variations and other things that I just skipped a card, like four cards. Four cards. I'm at one point towards the back. I'm moving four cards, and that is half a page. You know what I mean? That's ridiculously. And people don't realize that to binderize, not a real word, takes some time, especially if you have to sort. If you're sorting them ahead of time, then you're going to do the sort. There's the Keith Hernandez card, by the way. Old Keith right there. Um, that takes a while, and then to throw them in a binder, you know, takes a while too. How about Hall of Famer Jimmy Kitty Cott? Jimmy Cott. Yeah, I accepted the trades, and I think Mike on this week's premiere. Okay. Mike 255 says he made a trade with you upper deck this week. He send you some physical cards. Yeah, okay. I haven't gotten into that yet. I've been working on getting some stuff together just for some people. Um, like I don't know if you guys know Donald Blumdahl. I know Miss Southern Belle does. But I've been sending him, like, when I buy collections, yeah, and I know some of you guys have seen this room, right? And this is not nearly, like, I have enough cards that would fill this garage from stem to stern. Um, that um, when I buy people's collections, they're like, "No, dude, you're taking everything. If it's a coffee mug, if it's whatever, you're taking it." Like huge, you know, 2 by 3 foot picture frames. They're like, "No, dude, you're taking everything." And I'm like, "All right, all right, all right." It's like all inclusive or nothing at all. I'm like, "Okay, I get it. I understand. You don't want someone cherry picking your stuff," and that's the advice I give people as well. Even if I don't buy their collection, I'll be like, "Dude, you've got one or two really nice cards here. I'd like to have them, but I am not going to cherry pick your collection. And don't let anyone else cherry pick your collection. Stick to your guns and do the whole thing at one time. Do not do not back down, because you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get stuck with crap. You know, people are just people. It's human nature. All right, so we had. I'm sorry. So after 108, we got 117, 126, right? Yeah, 126. So we're on pace. We're doing well. Anyway, getting back to my story about Donald Blumdahl. So I've been getting all kinds of books, like with these collections, and I'm like, I don't want to throw them out. There might be that one person out there that wants them. And Donald Blumdahl says, "Yeah, I'll take some books." Well, Donald, I love you like a brother, so I'm sending you every book, and he's getting every one. So far, I've sent him a couple boxes, 3 boxes, maybe 4 boxes, 3 boxes. We'll just say three. I think it was one and then a two, and I still have 5 more bulk mailer boxes for Donald. Yeah, it's costing me money to ship them. I get it, but I'd rather get them into a home that someone appreciates them. Like I have absolutely no room and no need like for books. I just don't. How about a nice Bruce Suter? So I sent him all my books. I got them all packaged up except the last box. The last box, literally, the book is like almost as wide as this. So if you go from here to here, it is like a huge book, and it won't fit any of their bulk mailers. I got to make my own box to fit it in. But I forewarned him about that one. I said that one's the biggest book you've ever seen. So I got 5 more boxes to send him. That'll be 8 boxes total, and that would be almost all of them. I have stuff for Pepino Man, but I haven't been able to get Pepino Man's address to send him stuff. It's Dodger stuff, Dodger books and Dodger yearbooks and stuff like that from the 80s. But still, I just wanted to get them in the hands of people that are like Dodger fans or whatever. Um, anyway, so now we're up to 135. And next one should be like 144, right? So yeah, when you buy these people's collections, and I've got over 4 million cards in my collection now, from buying people's collections. The last one I bought was like 2.5 million cards. It was huge. I have the video. It's on my playlist. I believe it's called the Trenton Lot or something like that. So I kind of name them after where I buy them. And this came from the guy. The seller was in Trenton, New Jersey. So there's Raleigh Fingers, Mr. Yak Pack himself. And so yeah, I had to rent a U-Haul truck to go pick it up and bring it back. Um, that was fun. Took me parts of 2 days to unload it. But anyway, and it was like I think I paid him like $3,000 for it. There's 144, and we're moving on. We're now with we've started the Seattle Mariners. We did the Brewers, and now we're into the Mariners. So far, according to my research, there are no variations yet, which is unusual for these sets, these manufacturers, because they were known for that. There's the Molitor. Oh, favorite Ted Simmons. And so, yeah, 135, or no, I'm sorry, 153, 53. Never mind my dyslexia, even though I'm not dyslexic. I don't blame it on that. How about Robin Yount? And some of these team sets are much larger than others. Like this is Brewers. Did I say we were on the Mariners? No, we're not. We're still on the Brewers. Some of these sets are more cards per team set than others, which I found interesting too. And now we're on the Baltimore Orioles. So a team I played for, I used to play. I'm not playing this year. I got a bad shoulder. Um, gonna require surgery, so I'm not gonna play this year. I played for a lot of teams over the years, but the last team I played for was it's in the 52 and over league, and it's a wooden bat league, not aluminum, wooden bat hardball, and yeah, we're the Braves, and but several years ago I played for the team that was the Orioles, and I only played for them one season, and the very next season the team folded. I was like, what? I spent all this money. I bought their uniforms, all this stuff, and they have black jerseys. And let me tell you, black jerseys are hot, hot, hot in the summertime. And we play in the dead of summer, and the humidity is very, very high here in Jersey. Let's get this binder here. Well, we can see all the pages. I don't know how I got off the screen like that. All right, so we left off at 53, and how about some 65? Should not be 53. Should not be 64. Did I skip something? 53, 52, 53. Yeah, what the heck? 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So, because I skipped the whole page. Look at there. And you got to pay attention, right? Yeah, I live in Jersey. Dirty Jersey. I'm about um, some 35 miles from Philadelphia and 40 miles from Atlantic City. So when the national was in Atlantic City, I had to go. It was my first national, and I had to go, and that was like a bucket list thing. I'll never have to go to another national because I suffered from the same effects that everybody else that goes to the first national was just like overwhelmed by the amount of cards, the amount of dealers, everything. Just the whole thing was overwhelming. So I'm like, yeah. Um, so I went like one day, and then my buddy Jeff Airtime, some of you guys know him, YouTuber as well. Um, but he calls me the next day and says, "Hey, you want to go to the there you go, 53 to 62? We're good. Uh, my wife and I want to go to the national. You want to go with us tomorrow?" I'm like, oh, dude, I just came back from there, and I'm suffering like very bad, like just it was just nuts. It was like that shark or that predator fish, and there's a school of fish in front of you, and you're just totally confused. Like, which one do I go for? Which one do I go for? But I'm like, you know what? Sure, Jeff, I'll go. I'll help you out. Why not? If you want some company. And so, yeah, we went. We had a fairly good time. It's a lot of walking, just like any card show, large or small. It's a lot of walking, a lot of standing. A lot of places don't have chairs to sit on, especially at their booth when you're rooting through their quarter, dime, dollar boxes, whatever, 50-cent boxes. So yeah, that was even the last card show we went to that I didn't post any of the videos. I just did a recap on what I picked up. My back was starting to hurt by the time I left there after like 4 hours of standing around on hard cement floor. So we left off on 62, so it should be 71. There we go. Now we're back on track. Braves, guys over there. Yeah, yeah. Well, we're the Marlton Braves. And for years, my number throughout high school and as a kid, mostly was 24. As soon as I like really was able to pick my own numbers, was 24. And that was like the last number I was given as a kid. So I'm like, no, I want 24. I want 24. I want 24. Well, the last, I don't know, few years, I changed my number, changed my uniform number to number 7 to reflect, you know, my I guess my favorite baseball player, Mickey Mantle. And there's Eddie Murray, by the way, another great switch hitting home run hitter type guy. Jim Palmer. And so, yeah, I wear number 7 now. And here's the card that everyone came for. Everyone came to see this one here. Now, I don't know where my judge is, or I judge this card right now. I don't know where my judge is. And if you guys watch the channel, you know what my judge is. It's a card grading thing from the 80s. There are new judges out there that are, you know, just plastic. You lay it on and bing, bing, bing. But right now I couldn't tell you where my judge is, so we can't judge it. But I mean, it looks pretty good. Might be off top to bottom, maybe slightly left to right, but definitely off top to bottom, centering wise. So you can see it's definitely got a bigger border top to bottom and maybe a little bit more there. So it is not 100% centered, but there it is. That's the Ripken rookie card. By the way, I bought a box of this Fleer rack packs, and I paid like $300 for it several years ago. I think right before everything went nuts, and I haven't opened it. Like it's sealed, still in the bubble wrap that came from the eBay seller. And I also bought a. So that was a jumbo box, and then I bought another box that the seller says guaranteed this came from the it was a '89 Fleer with the Billy Ripken guaranteed F face lot, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, I paid a little bit extra for that one too, and it's sitting over my unopened stuff. So we left off at 171, so now we're at 180. So we're good. We're good. My favorite number is Mantle and Yeager. Yeah, Steve Yeager, right? Number 7 as well. Don't know if that's why he picked it, but you know. So um, I tell this story on my channel all the time, or when I get a chance, when we start talking uniform numbers. You know, back in the day, the Yankees issued their numbers according to your batting slot in the batting order. So Ruth batted third, so he had number 3. And Gehrig batted fourth, and he had number 4. Mantle, um, when he first came up, and I don't think they had this, but they may have still had it invoked then. They gave him number 6. So Mantle wore number 6, and he struggled when he first came up. So they sent him down. There's Gary Carter. And when he came back up, apparently, um, I don't know where number 6 was, but they issued him number 7. And that's how Mantle got number 7. He started out as number 6, though. I think Roy White, years after Mantle, obviously, in the 70s, he played as a Yankee, wore number 6. And I was always like, yeah, that's Mantle's old number right there, number 6. We got Andre Dawson. Is a top Mantle is baseball player to come out of Oklahoma. Yes, the Commerce Comet. Yes. Along with Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan. My favorite Okie still is Jim Thorpe. Yeah, Jim Thorpe. He's an Olympian, man. And Jim Thorpe was a football player. He was an Olympic guy. So Thorpe was we have a town here, and I live in Jersey, but I grew up in PA, and we have a town in PA, Jim Thorpe, PA, named after Jim Thorpe. So Native American, yes. So we left off at 180, and now we're at 189 on track, right? See you later, Miss Southern Belle. All right, yeah, okay, I gotta go. Have a lovely rest of your. Yeah, it's raining like crazy here. been raining. I got a river running through the yard between me and my neighbor's house, a small river going through there. Again, we've had a lot of rain last month and this month, so but better rain than snow. Being hard to get any snow. I love it when they predict, oh, it's going to be a bad winter this year. This winter's going to be really bad. And every time my wife says that, I say, every time you say that, it doesn't happen. And it wasn't bad at all, as usual. A couple flurries here and there. How about Bill Lee, the spaceman? That crazed look on his face. The card is not 100% focused either, so it's not going to focus well on an unfocused card. All right, Miss Bell, thank you for stopping by, Miss Southern Bell. First one in today, so good for her. Thank you. I know this is kind of boring. I did put out the link. If anyone wanted to join in, they can. I'll post it again though. And you can show cards, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna press on with stuff in this binder like Thanksgiving dinner turkey. I'm gonna stuff it and 89. So there's 98. All right. Get in there. And you got to be careful putting these cards in. You don't want to, muff up the corners either. So being careful. So a buddy of mine, Chuck Klein, Kaline, Tim Raines, sold me a bunch of his completed sets and or factory sets. And this is one of those, I believe. So knowing full, in advance that this is supposed to be a complete set. However, I have found that some of them were not quite complete. Missing a card here and there, a duplicate card. So even putting them together and organizing them, people can make mistakes. How about this one here? Rodney Scott, when it's actually Tim Raines. Just a little bit of uncorrected error. That's Rock Raines standing there on the on deck circle. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't have these cards, and a lot of people don't care. But there you go. Tidbit of useless information for you. So we're at 207 now. And we're pressing on. We broke the 200 card barrier. Woo-woo! I have another set that I wanted to stuff, but this takes a while. Like I have also picked out the between this one, the 92 Fleer, and the 94 Dunruss, which would be the Mattingly. I just picked this one for now. But like I said, all my sets are going in binders, but the dollars add up. So you either spend dollars on supplies or dollars on cards, depending on, I guess your priorities and where I want to binderize. I mean, you can leave them sitting around in boxes, but you can't enjoy them if they're in a box, like really think about it. It's in a box. Hey, there it is. It's a box. And yep. Oh, it's sealed, and that keeps the value up maybe. But I just rather be able to have them. Like I like when Pepino Man and other people, Hitman 23. If you look in their background, you see their bookshelves. Their binders are all laid out in, chronological order and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to do. So 207 to 216. Bunch of error card collects, and there's also people that collect like miscutted cards, like diamond cuts, and just cards that are. I like the ones that have the different backs or blank fronts. I have an error binder that now I've been going through since I've been air quotes, binderizing, not a real word, binderizing my cards. I've been pulling them out of that binder that I've been um, stockpiling them in to complete the sets as a master set builder that I want to be. I think this is Albert Pujols' uncle here, Luis Pujols. I believe that's his uncle. Not quite 100% sure, but I think I looked that up one time because that name is not a very common name. And now we're at 225, so we're on track. Should be 234 next. I have a massive collection, well organized, is a lifelong dream for many of us. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I originally I wanted to go for like, oh, let's just do every set. I want to go every set. Well, let's realistically, a lot of us are not going to be able to afford the 52 mantle card, so that knocks the 52 set out. You're not going to be able to afford the 51 mantle card. That knocks the 51, like Bowman set out. You know what I'm saying? Nolan Ryan. So we got to be realistic and stay grounded in what we can and cannot do, and that's one thing I cannot do. Turn back the clock. I can't even say back in the day I had the opportunity. I didn't even have the opportunity back in the day to buy a Mantle rookie because I had never seen a Mantle rookie, right? Before recent times, let's say. As Hall of Famer Don Sutton. So, what I did pick up when I was younger, as a kid, at flea markets, every Mantle card that I saw, and I was getting them cheap. Like, but $10 back in the day wasn't exactly cheap either. But if you can get them for $10, so from 225 to 234 on track. So yeah, and again, as a master set builder, I also want to put stickers that come in the packs in the back of the binder. Um, a side thing would be to do um, O-Pee-Chees, but that's going to be pretty hard to get O-Pee-Chees and still get what I'm doing, which is just buying cards to complete my sets. Because I don't have a list. I don't have lists of, well, oh, what do I need? I don't have a list. I just go and look and say, I've never seen that card before. I think I'll pick it up and hope for the best. There's Steve Carlton, lefty. Well, the last card show I went to in Cherry Hill, I bought two cards that I have never seen before. Didn't even know I had two of the same card until I got home. And then I'm going through doing the video. I'm like, oh, crap. Wait, I just saw that. And literally a couple cards earlier, I looked at it. 243. So that happens. So I'm not that organized, or I have lists. I did scribble stuff down, but the ones I scribbled down, I didn't see many of those years. The Cherry Hill show was a lot of Pokemon. Like 1/3 of it was Pokemon stuff. And then the other 2/3 was baseball, football, sports. But out of that, there was only a few places that had vintage, like probably less than 5 tables, 5 vendors that had some vintage cards out. The rest was all new stuff. 252 after 243, so we're still doing well. So, yeah. Do I need to go to the next Cherry Hill show? Probably not. Probably just stick with the next Philly show because I know for a fact that if I get my stuff together, Pete Rose. By the way, I did see someone posted a meme on Facebook. Pete Rose reapplied for reinstatement into MLB so he can get into the Hall of Fame. and he blaming his gambling problems on his interpreter. The gambling was all his interpreter's fault. So I don't know how that'll fly over for Pete. I realized someone just posted it as a meme, as a joke. But Otani's in a little bit of hot water because of his interpreter, Michael Jack Schmidt. Don't know the whole story. It'll come out later, I'm sure. Will Otani get suspended? Who knows what his involvement is. Yeah, my collection is far, far, far from organized, that's for sure. I tried. But it got too big too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still haven't gone through every box from that Trenton lot. So, from 252 to 261 on track. And we're doing the Philadelphia Sillies right now. Well, we're done with the Sillies, and now we're going into the Taggers. Detroit, Tom Brookins. He's got an error card later on, where he and Mike Heath have their backs were switched. Brookins had Brookins back, and Brookins had a Heath back. Heath had a Heath back, and Heath had a Brookins back. So they did correct it. Don't remember what year it was, but Kirk Gibson. Dodger hero, right? And we're at 270 from 61 to 70, so we're doing good. We're doing good. I guess he speaks Guido. Italiano? Not me. No Italiano. Father-in-law's Italian. My wife's Italian. Come on. Don't want to muff up a corner here. There we go. That was giving me a hard time going in there. I'm like, no, don't muff up a corner. Jack Morris, Hall of Famer, going in the page right there. This guy also has error card. Again, I don't know what set it is, but his first name is spelled different on the card, I think, on the back. Lance Parrish. I believe there's a corrected version of that one there, but it's not in this set. It's in a different set, different year. And 79, so we're moving right on. Centennial cards. I think this coming out on Otani will at least make the all ultra modern collectors think about getting some older players. I can't say it will change a whole lot this early in the Otani saga, though. Yeah, I've only just barely heard anything about it. Don't know even any of the details, except I think it was upwards around $1 million that the guy blew. Like, he blew $1 million. And who was bankrolling him? You know what I'm saying? Like Alan Trammell. Was Otani aware of what was going on? I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Lou Whitaker, did Otani loan him the money to pay his debts? And was he betting, for Otani? I think that's what they want to find out. On these, if you're betting and you're playing for the Angels, you're betting for your team to lose, I would think, because the Angels were not all that great with Otani and Trout. They weren't that good with Trout. They're not going to be that good with just Trout. They weren't that good with Trout and Otani. So, yeah. Going over to the Boston Red Sox now. 288, 79 to 88. I believe that Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Who knows how many the other players were using plus. He said that he never. Yeah, he said that. And I love Pete Rose. Excuse me. I love Pete Rose. I've seen him at card shows, several card shows. He's very engaging with the kids. Dennis Eckersley. Takes his time. He has the longest lines in the autograph line, and reasonably priced. Doesn't charge 300, 400 bucks. He's not like, I get it. The promoters got to get their cut too. But when a promoter is charging $200 for a Chase Utley autograph, Pete Rose is 70 bucks. Something ain't right. Mike Schmidt charges close to 400 bucks. It's come down since the one show that I went to. But still, if you're paying $300 for a base, just get this card here autographed, $300 for Mike Schmidt. True, he's a Hall of Famer, and Utley's not, but still, that's a lot of money that a lot of people could be using somewhere else. Like, let's face it, Michael Jack Schmidt doesn't need that money. And he gets paid a base rate. I get it. I understand. The promoter says, listen, I'm going to give you 50 grand to come in and sign for like 2 hours. Or I'll give you 20 grand to come in and sign for 2 hours. That's $10,000 an hour. That's good money, no matter where you are, right? Tony Perez. But then the promoter's like, well, I got to make up that 20 grand. And in order to do that, let's see, pre-sales are at this level. We can predict double that in the day of show sales. So yeah, we can get away with that. Jim Rice. But there's just some guys overcharge. They're not worth it. And I've actually not gotten autographs just because of that. Did I say the Jim Rice? There's a Jim Rice. 306 now. Moving right along. So I love Pete Rose. Great guy. Very knowledgeable about baseball. And the whole statement, well, I never, bet on my team to lose or whatever. The thing is, and there's something that people aren't looking at, and maybe the commission looked at that when he made his decision to ban Pete for life, was, yeah, okay, you didn't bet, there's Yaz, you didn't bet on your team to lose games. You only bet on them to win if you bet. Let's face it, right? But if you have a double header or you're in a really important series, right? A division rival and it's really close, you're still in the race or whatever. And just go with the double header theory, just a regular double header, nothing else on the line. If I only bet on my team to win, and I want to win the first game of the doubleheader because we're facing not their top-notch pitcher. Their top-notch pitcher is scheduled to pitch the second game of the series. So I'm going to put my best pitcher in, and I'm going to pitch him as hard as I can. And when I feel like, okay, I need to pull him, and because I bet on this game and to win, I might burn up my bullpen in game one and not have anyone left for game two, or not your best guys for game two in the pen when you might need them to win game two in a closer match. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways to manipulate it a little bit, sure. And just like I said, I used all my best pitchers in game one of a doubleheader or an important series. I've used up my pen, and because I bet on the first game of the second or the third game, you know, so there's a little bit of a ways that it can be looked at, I guess. There's old Charlie Huff, played for 27 years. 1970 was his first year. Yep. Yeah, he played a long time. He was like Nolan Ryan, except without all the strikeouts. Played a long time. There's a Canadian, Ferguson Jenkins, Hall of Famer as well. I believe the first Canadian-born Hall of Famer, and then um, Larry Walker became the second Canadian inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame. That's funny. Doc Medich, I believe his first name is George. I call him Doc because he actually had a doctor's degree. He was a doctor. Where he left off at 315. Sorry, we're skipping the numbers. 315 and then 324. How about Mario Mendoza, famous for the Mendoza line? Al Oliver getting the batting cage. Going to get a workout in, looks like. And if he did bet on his team, yeah, he was betting to win, yeah. I mean, I still would like to see Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Like, listen. It's a museum, guys. That's all it is. It's a museum. I've been there. There's guys in there that are not Hall of Famers. They have a whole Cuban section. They have a whole Dominican section. They have a whole whatever section, right? These are non-Hall of Famers that are in. Their jerseys are in there. Their bats are in there. Like Giancarlo Stanton's in there. Uh, Maybe not Puig, but other um, Latin ball players are in there that are not Hall of Famers as well. 333, that is correct. Bump Wills, he's got an error card where he, not in this set either, but where it's a Topps 1980 top set where he's a 79 top set where his team banner on the bottom, it says um, Rangers, and then another one variation says Blue Jays. There's a guy that changed the Hall of Fame for a lot of people. When he got inducted, then it became just a museum now. Harold Baines. So yeah, I'd like to see Pete Rose, and he's in there. There are photos of Pete Rose celebrating with a big red machine in there and stuff like that. You know, he is in there. He's just not mentioned by name. He doesn't have that plaque. 342. Here's the original Pudge. Carlton Fisk, the original Pudge. All right, Brian, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, good luck with your appointment. We'll see you around the channels, guys. Thanks for stopping in, everyone so far who's stopped in. I appreciate it. We are up to card number 344 out of 660, I believe. So we still got a little ways to go, but we're getting there. Trying to talk and stuff at the same time. That way we are you know, doing our thing. Jerry Kuzman, that's that famous rookie card that has Jerry Kuzman on it. Rusty Coombs, Dennis Lamp, Ron LaFleur, Chet the Debt Lemon. Love those softball uniforms back in the day. I have many cards to binder, all stuck in ComC. Oh, okay. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. ComC 351. So we went from 342 to 351. Still on track. How about a little Bull Lazinski action? He's got a restaurant in the Phillies stadium. I think it's called Bulls. And I hear he shows up there from time to time. I don't attend a whole lot of games, even though it's really, really kind of close. I don't attend. Maybe I can convince my son to go this year for Father's Day, where I'll allow him to take me, and he can take his son, and just the three of us, three generations, can go. Leave the women at home. I hate to say it. My granddaughters love them to death, but you know, it could be a boys' day out. Len Barker, victim of the kissing bandit. 360 from 51 to 60, still on track. ComC issued me several future cards due to shipping delay. I have 10 for $15. Nice. That's not bad. Here's old Bert Blyleven with his red beard going on there. Old Bert. There's Joe Charbonneau. Highly touted, but didn't pan out. Guy with two first names, John and Denny. Bo Diaz. Jerry Dubinsky. Mike Hargrove. Toby Harris. A 369 out of 360, so good to go. Got Ron Hassey, the bearded Ron Hassey. Well, when he was in New York, which he hadn't been there yet, had to shave that. It was clean shaven Hassey, because that was the rule. And you want to be a Yankee, you can't have long hair, or you can't have facial hair. Von Hayes, much hated Von Hayes by the Jabs boys. Dwayne Kuiper. Sid Monge. And 378 now. 69 to 78. Mike Stanton with very long hair. Was that the same Mike Stanton that ended up pitching for the Braves? Probably is. Cleaned up his act, though. Not the Giancarlo Stanton, former Mike Stanton. Rick waits. And he waits. And he waits. And he waits. And now we're in New York, or yeah, New York. San Francisco Giants. There's the late Vada Blue. There's a guy with a gambling problem, Jack Clark. Well, he had a gambling problem. Made millions of dollars and blew it all. 87. ComC issues several. Yeah, okay, got that. All right. Daryl Evans going in the binder. I hope I put enough sleeves in here. That would be embarrassing. But I brought a second binder down with sleeves in it. So if I have to pull, I can pull. '87 to '96. Here's the late Joe Morgan with the old chicken wing flop going on when he was in the batting box. He'd flop that arm. I can't do this. This is my sore arm, but he would flop it like you're doing them air farts, with your put your arm in your hand in your armpit and you go. Yeah, well, he did that. He was a chicken wing. Ed Whitson got in a fight with Billy Martin, broke Billy's arm. According to John Jabs, there's Skeletor. After a long career, show me the money. Yeah, Shohei the Money Otani. And we're switching over to the Kansas City Royals. There's Mr. George Brett. We ended up with 96, so 405. Still on pace. There's George's brother, Ken. Clint Hurdle. Dennis Leonard. And 405 to 414. Lee May. Hal McRae. Daryl Motley Crew. Rance Mullinix. Famous Amos Otis. Jamie Quirk. What a quirk. He was a quirky fellow. The Quisenberry. Photos you don't see all that often. This guy's actually stretching, working out. So that's a different photo for sure. Paul Splittorff. From 14 to 23. Still on pace. UL Washington. Has he got that toothpick or not? Doesn't look like he got a toothpick hanging out of his mouth. Like, get that toothpick out of your mouth for the photo. Making a mean mug. Johnny Watson. Frank White. Francis White. Willie Wilson. Switching over to the Braves now. Bruce Benedict Arnold in his catcher's gear. Tommy Boggs, I believe he's related to Wade Boggs, as in kin. Rick Summercamp, and that's 32 from 23 to 32. Knocked my phone over, no big deal. Chris Chambliss, one of my favorite Yankees. Gene Garber. Preston Hanna-Barbera cartoons shows. Bob Horner once hit 4 home runs in a game. Glenn Hubbard once had a snake around his neck and survived the encounter. Now I got a place marker here. So there's a variation or a missing card. Yes, the Al Raboski. So the issue with this card is the back will spell Al as all, A-L-L, Raboski. This is the corrected version. So we will go corrected first. And I have a spacer. And 2 spacers. So apparently there's another version of this. So, or else I wouldn't have 2 spacers. So I'll put my spacers in. Now that's going to screw up my count from here on out. I'm going to be counting by 9s anymore. Hopefully I'm wrong. I should check that out. Oh, let's do that. Before we go any further, we're going to go on to trading card database. Excuse me, with that hiccup, where'd that come from? Trading card database. Baseball. 1982 Fleer. And then we'll do the search. Then we go 82 Fleer. And we got to go to card number 438. So goes more. We got to scroll to the bottom. We'll go to page 4. So we had nothing up until this point. 436, 37, 438. Oh, that's 3. What am I doing? Never mind, I should have done one more. Okay. Page 5. Gives me the 400s. 438. Glenn Hubbard has a variation that is not corrected. So Glenn Hubbard is an Army brat, by the way. He was born at Hahn Air Force Base in Germany. I've been stationed in Germany, so I know about Hahn. And yes, they spelled it wrong. They put it H-A-N-N when it should be H-A-H-N. But that is not corrected. Then we get to the Al Raboski. Now the error, first name misspelled, A-L-L on back. Oh, and they have a height at 5'1". And then they have an Al Raboski error that just has its height at 5'1". So which one is this? This must still be the corrected one at 5'11" or something, 5'10". No, down at the bottom. Weight 5'1". So this is the height at 5'1". Obviously, he's 5'1". He's not pitching in the major leagues. I don't care how good you are. You're not pitching. So what we got is an error. So we're missing the corrected one. Okay. So there are 3 versions of this card. So we're missing the correct. The correct one would have, obviously, his his error would be a corrected one is corrected height at 510. Yes, so we're missing the corrected one. We've got the back steamboats. So we're missing the correct. We have the second version of the errors. So we got this, and then we got this one. So we're missing the all Roboski, and we're missing the Al Roboski with the 5'10". All right, so there we go. So now we're back on track, but now our numbers are going to be all askewed. And so we're now at 439. All right, well, everything's messed up, so now we just got to do the math. That might be the only one in this set, too, if I'm thinking correctly. Here's the Dale Murphy. How about some Phil Necro? And Gaylord Perry. So we have two Hall of Famers back to back, and possibly one day a third Hall of Famer there, but as of now, not making it in yet. So no, we have more errors and variations coming up in this set. So I see one coming up soon. Here's Biff from Back to the Future. Biff. Oh no, it's not. It's Pocoroba. Never mind. Biff Pocoroba. So he had two hats on. Like, what the heck is wearing two hats? His head's that small. All right, so we went from 39, and now we're gonna go through 48. Yep, 48. So now we just go 9 from there. And I think my wife just came home. Claudel Washington. And we're switching over to the Angels. Don Baylor. I believe his rookie card is with, he has a rookie card with he and Dusty Baker on the same card. I'm thinking 1971 Topps. Rick Burleson. Campy Campaneris was a speed demon. Rod Carew was a hit machine. Bob chalk one up for the good guys. Brian Downing has an upper deck variation where he's missing his position DH on the card. All right, so we went from 48 to 57. Back on track. And here we have a variation. Not Ken Force, but we have a variation on the Dave Frost. Now, what is the problem with the Dave Frost? I mean, I could tell you what the problem is. I haven't written it down because I want to just reuse these plugs. So the Dave Frost, and I still have it up trading card database. It's 460. So 460. Oh, believe it or not, this is a real goofy one. So somewhere along here, there's a gap on the ERA. It says there's a 5 millimeter space before ERA and a 1 millimeter space before ERA. Not sure what they're talking about, but obviously ERA. So here, we'll look till we got it. So there's ERA, and I don't know if they're talking about this gap here or a gap on either side or that there. Not sure what they're talking about, but that's what they're talking about. Something really, really silly. So we're just going to plug it in there. If I get it, I get it. That is a goofy one. But it's an acknowledged variation. So it'll go in the binder if I get it. I'm not going to be sweating over that one. But I'll leave the space. Butch Hobson was a good Red Sox player. Now with the Angels. And since we skipped one here on the back. So we're at 465 now instead of 666. And we're going to be skipping some more. Now we've got some more variations coming up. But we're still plugging away. Freddie Lynn. There you go. Another good Red Sox. I guess the Angels tried to poach some Red Sox players to bring home a winner. It didn't work out for them. Oh, that's Ed Ott. I met him back in the day when he was with the Pirates. He signed a Pirates team photo for me. And I think a couple cards. Freddie Patek. Steve Rentko was a good pitcher back in the day. Mike Witt, not related to Bobby Witt or Bobby Witt Jr. However, the spelling is the same. We're at 474, 65 to 74. Back on track. Yeah, right. 5 millimeters and 1 millimeter space. That is ridiculous. It says 1 millimeter space before ERA. Yeah, well, I think that was the 5 millimeter because I didn't see any space, like any short spaces, any short gaps. Here's one of Yogi's kids, Dale Berra, going up against the Phillies. I see a Phillies catcher in the background. Tell by the stripe going down the shoulder. Yogi had 3 sons. The other son, one of the other sons, this is Dale. One of the other sons was a professional football player and played for the Colts. Here's Candelaria, the Candyman. For some reason, this guy had the nickname of the Hitman, Mike Easler, the Hitman. I don't know. Go figure. I have no idea. I see is that Louis Tiant in the background. Looks like Tiant's name. Yeah. Louis Tiant in the background getting interviewed by someone. So there you go. Louis Tiant in the Hitman's photo. Tim Foley. No relation to Axel Foley. We left off at 74. Should be 83. Sorry, 83, not 63. 83. Vance Law, son of Vern Law. Mad Dog, Bill Madlock, met him. Got a lot of in-person autographs from him. Willie Montañez, the guy would go up to the plate when he was a Philly anyway. He'd take his bat knob, bounce it off the plate, and it would snap right back up into his hand. And that let everyone know he was ready to go. Omar Moreno. Mike Nicosia, blowing a bubble. Here he is, the Cobra, Dave Parker. If you like catching gear, there you go, Tony Pena, putting on the tools of ignorance. Pascual Perez, who has a 1982 Topps card that has an error where the position is missing off of it. Johnny Ray, of course, his most famous error card is him being confused with Barry Bonds and called Barry Bonds, and that's the 87 Donruss opening day. 492 after 83 goes 92. We're back on track. Let's see what we got here. Looks like Void made it in. If anyone could assemble this set, it would be you, Mickey. Yeah, well, I could have assembled it for sure because I was buying packs back in that day when these were fresh, hot off. The ink was still wet in these babies coming off the presses. Bill Robinson, but this is one that I bought the set off of a buddy of mine who was selling, basically was getting out of the baseball portion of the hobby. So I bought all his baseball sets off of him. A whole bunch, 90 or 100 and some, 109 sets, something like that. Willie Stargell, Pops, saying he's number one. We are family with Pointer Sisters, I think. Kent Tekulve, the old sidearm, underarm hurler. Left off at 92 and should be 01. There you go. 501. Getting there, guys. There's only 660 cards in the set. We are getting there. This is what we got left. And I do see I turned a card around backwards, so there's at least two, looks like two more variations coming up and or errors. Maybe a third. Yeah, maybe three. More than I thought was in this set. I know there's one set that actually only had one. I'm like, wow, only one? For an early, like, Fleer or Donruss, it was impressive. So there's Glenn Abbott and Costello there for the Mariners. Floyd Bannister has a 85 Donruss card where he is being confused with Tom Seaver. He's got Tom Seaver's name on his card. 85 Donruss on the front. Bruce Bhakti, not Bochy, Bhakti. And Jeff Burrows, father of Sean Burrows, who played Major League Baseball for a while, a little bit. Ken Clay. Julio Cruz. Dick Drago. Carl Drago. Yeah, he doesn't look like the same guy, but that's the same guy. No, just kidding. 501 to 510, so we're doing good. Same hair center. I was saying, kicking it with the Meg. There you go. My neighbors are having trees removed and their yard cleaned up, so I got woken up too early. I hear you. The Brian Clark rookie card. Gary Gray. Danny Meyer. Jerry Naron. You got Tom Paciorek. Casey Pearson. Pearsons with an S. Lanny Randall. He's got a special error card too. I can't remember what it was or what set, but Lanny Randall's got an error card. I don't think I have it. Shane Raleigh. Joe Simpson. Richie Zisk, longtime Pirate. 10 to 19. We are on track to not miss a spot or miss a card. Neil Allen. Bob Baylor, Hubie Brooks, Mike Cabbage. Mike Cubbage. If he was a Cubby, he'd be a Mike Cubby, but he's a Met. Pete Falcone showing off a card that he's got opening packs of Dunruss. And wait, is that a Dunruss pack or is that a Fleer pack? I guess that's a Fleer pack. And he's showing off his card. I have some of those packs unopened, about a half a box yet. So cool. Doug Flynn. Late Ron Hodges just passed away not too long ago, son of Gil Hodges and Randy Jones. 19 to 28. Boy, I hope I put enough pages in here. There's King Kong, Dave Kingman. It's a monster home run. And the guy was a big guy. 6'5" or 6'6". You tell me I don't have my glasses. Hocus pocus, get in focus. 6'6". Mountain of a man. King Kong. Casey Pearson's rookie card. Okay. I was busy being born in 1982. Yeah, there you go. Ed Lynch without the double chin. Mike Marshall. Lee Mazzilli. Maz. Dyer Miller. Mike Scott without the raccoon sunburn around his eyes, which he got a lot in Houston. Rusty Staub. Played a long time too, Rusty did. John Stearns. And we're at 37, from 28 to 37. Greg Swandive. Frank Tavares. Alex Trevino. No relation to Lee Trevino, I'm sure. Howard is a unique name. Ellis Valentine. Mookie. Joel Youngblood. Traded between the Mets and the Expos and between a doubleheader. Pat Zachary. Switching over to the Twins. Uh, 37 to 46. Still got them all. John Verhoeven. What a name. Salvatierra. Uh-oh. As soon as I pick up more than one card, it gives me a hard time. John Castino. The Cooper. Corbett. Engel. Roger Erickson. Danny Goodwin. And then we've got a variation coming up. A twin. And it might be more than one because I got two plugs here, two fillers. So it's Daryl Jackson and it's spelled with the spelling. One L or two L's. You ready? We're looking at card 555. Oh, a black hat. Okay. So Obviously, he's got a red hat, right? So one says Daryl Jackson, black cap. The other one is red cap with the T, so you can see the T on this one. And then the red cap without a T. So there you go. So we've got the T one. We've got the one where you can see the T for whatever focus. So you can see the T for twins. So we're gonna just put this one in front because we don't want to confuse anything with Danny Goodwin. So we're gonna put that in the front. Then we'll put these two plugs in the back. So whatever one day, if we ever come across it, we can then just pop it where it belongs, being the master set builder that we want to be. All right, now we're moving on. The teams, I know the players are in alphabetical order. The teams, no, not in alphabetical order. I think it's the way they finished during the season. That's what I'm thinking. Jack O'Connor, because you have the Twins, and before the Minnesota Twins, you had the Mets, which would be New York Mets and M, right? They're definitely American National League, so they're not going to be same divisions. I think it's by their record, because after the Twins, I think come a National League team. Yeah, the Padres, something like that. Yeah. And the Padres are followed by the Cubs and so on. So I think it was by their win-loss records. But the players are in alphabetical order, which kind of makes it easier, I guess. Except for now I say that, and then we got Chuck Barker here, who comes in after Pete Redfern. So what happened there, Chuck? Yeah, you just made a liar out of me, Chuck. But you had O'Connor, Powell, Redfern, OPQR, Smalley S, and then we go back to Chuck Baker. Like, Chuck, you just messed up the whole thing that I was talking about. And then Ward. So besides Chuck screwing everything up, that's the way it's supposed to go. Somebody made an oopsie and put him on the list wrong. Someone didn't know their ABCs, because you got Wolfong, you got Williams here, you got Weiniger, and then we start off with the Padres, and they start off with B. Bass, Randy Bass, Juan Bonilla, Boone. So that's how those went. I think, again, they're on the checklist team-wise by their win-loss record. Eichelberger. And then you got Evans. So yeah, thanks, Chuck. You screwed me up, Chuck freaking Barker. We left off at 62 to 71, so we're doing good that way, though. Did you guys hear about the new tactic that Fairfield is doing to boost sales? No, they sent some YouTubers a box, and they had a suspicious amount of them getting the FF. Yeah, really? I didn't know about that. Well, we hardly get any Fairfield here and at my Walgreens, so may have picked up one once. I think the bigger news would be the Otani interpreter scandal. All right, John Littlefield. Well, this is an easy one. John Littlefield is either reverse negative, and this is not. This is the correct one, so he's not throwing lefty. He's a righty. So that's the correct. The error spacer is going in there. but I think I have the error in a box somewhere. I think I got like several of them, I think. Gary Lucas. Yeah, I didn't hear about that either. The white scribble, white box, and the black box reprints. Oh, I'd like to get there's so on that particular card, there's like 7 variations if you think about it. So there's the black and white um, pre-production card test. They call it the test. There's a black and white test, no color, just black and white photo. Then there's the original F face. Then there's the white scribble, black scribble. So that gives us 4, right? And then there's the white box, black box. That's 6. And then the 7th one is the F face with a saw cut. They actually put it on a bandsaw and cut halfway through the card. And yet some of them made it out into packs. So I got a fake saw cut in a collection once. I was excited. I'm like, oh, it's a saw cut. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was in a collection. Oh, it wasn't out of a pack. It was in a collection. And then I looked at the card closer after a little bit and I'm like, wait, that's like a black box. Who would, no, they wouldn't have soft cut the black box. So it was definitely someone tried to counterfeit it, fooled me for a second. But once you look at it and say, no, that's not an F face. All right, from 71 to 79, because we had the placeholder. Man, I don't know if I brought enough sleeves. Dang it. Luis Salazar. I decided it would work on the version if I found the F face. Black box is the cheapest. White box is a little more. White scribble was the least printed censored version. Yeah, the black ones were um, pretty, especially the black box. The boxes were very plentiful. Yeah, scribbles were definitely a little bit harder to get your hands on. And then obviously the F face is out there. But I bought a guy's collection and I think he had like 5 F face cards in it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I think 5 or 6. And the guy had them in penny sleeves and they had a little green dot over top of the bat knob so you couldn't see what it said. He was censoring himself, Billy Buckner. Um, Bobby Bonds, Barry's dad, Daddy Bonds. We're at 88 out of 79 to 88. Billy Buckner. Bill Caudle. Let's see, what else we got? I think you were in the stream years ago when I bought the FF um, Ripken, actually. I probably was, yeah. Hector Cruz, Jody Davis, Ivan DeJesus, Steve Dillard, Leon Durham Bulls, Raleigh Eastwick, Mr. Henderson, Steve Henderson, so from 88 to 97. I know we've got coming up, we should have the Smith, right? Lee Smith error card. Mike Lum, Randy Martz, Jerry Morales, Ken Reitz. Here, a car outside. And then we get to the Lee Smith. So the Lee Smith is the logo is backwards, and that's not your camera. That's like backwards. It should be Cubs readable. So this is the variation. Put that there. Now, you know what? I don't want to confuse myself later on. So that's the error. This is for the correct version for Lee Smith. And we might be done with variations and or errors. Tidrow and Jim Tracy. So at 6:05 now, we're going to 660 plus checklist, by the way. Right? Or is it 53 plus checklist? Takes it to 660. Mike Tyson, not the boxer, but still Mike, Iron Mike. Danny Ainge, the first dual sport guy. Basketball for the Celtics, baseball for the Blue Jays. George Bell, Mark Bombach, Barry Bonilla, Bonnell, 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 Jim Clancy, Damaso Garcia, former Yankee, Jerry Garvin, 614, Alfredo Griffin, Garth Org, his brother Dane also played at the same time. Ken Maka ended up coaching in the big leagues as well, managing actually. Forgot about the Salk. Oh, yeah. I think they were in the stream years ago. Blah, blah, blah. Nice Ozzy. Last sale of the FF PSA 10 was $430 on March 3rd. That's recent. I forgot who sourced the card for me, but its centering isn't going to pull a PSA 10. Still always wanted that card when I was a kid. Yeah, why not? A lot of people didn't know about that card when they were kids. They found out. Just like the Frank Thomas no name on front. That card was not really put in the Beckett until years later. Dave Steeb. Jackson Todd or Todd Jackson. I don't know. 623 from 14. Willie Upshaw. That's Willie. Otto Velez, another former Yankee. Ernie Witt. Ernie, I can outwit you. Al Woods. What would he do? What would Al do? All right, and now we're just into 81 All-Star Game and Cleveland, Ohio. White and that Bucky freaking Dent guy. Big Red Machine. Bruce Sutter winning the Fireman Award. Steve Carlton and Carlton Fisk. Nice play on words there, names. Okay, you're home. Welcome home. Carl Yastrzemski, 3,000th game. Played in 3,000 games. I mean, that was a big deal. That one's way off center. That's like the worst card in the thing. Dynamic duo, Bench and Seaver. Yeah. West meets East, Fado and Carter. And there's the interpreter. I wonder if he's got a Sorry, Muff. There's the interpreter. I wonder if he's got a gambling problem. Blame it on the interpreter. That's what Otani would do. God, people always looking for dirt. And then we got the regular Fernando Valenzuela variation card. So let's see. One where you can. One says you can see the whites of his eyes. The other one says you can't see the whites of his eyes. I can see the whites of his. I'm just kidding. That's not the error. This is card number 636. So we got a ways to go. Go to 700. 636. So 636, error. National League strikeout king, error, led the Nationals. Okay, I had a hard time figuring this one out, but so it's a verbiage thing, right? And the other one would be led the National. But see, it says both things. It says led the National. So that's confusing when they're telling you the same error is on the corrected version too. But um, so it says Fernando Valenzuela, the all-star rookie pitcher of the Los Angeles Dodgers, enjoyed one of the best seasons ever by a rookie pitcher. Fernando led the major leagues in strikeouts. So there you go. It led the major league in strikeouts, 180, and shutouts, 8, and led the National League in completed games, 11, and innings pitched with 192. Hey, you posted, okay. Posted a 13-7 record with a 2.48 ERA. This performance won National League Cy Young Award for 1981. So the confusing part is it says both say the same thing. Led the National League. I'm still a little confused, but I put a spacer there, hoping to figure it out one day. The title on the front, 81 National League Strikeout King. That's correct on this one. So strikeout king error led the National. Well, led the National League. So I don't get it. It says led the National there. And then the other one says strikeout king on the front. Corrected was led the National again. I don't get it. But anyway, I'll figure it out one day. That's confusing. I have to do more research on that. But I will put the spacer there until I get it figured out. So the spacer goes there. Just the CYA. It's near the end, so it'll be easy to just move like 20 cards if we do. I have lists of iconic cards I am going to be getting. Nice. I almost got the Jeter card with Bush and Mantle card this week. I think I picked that one up off eBay a year or so ago. Yeah. There's Michael Jack Schmidt taking home all the bling. There's another Carter and the Cobra. Kissing Bandit and Diaz. Len Bucker and Diaz. Pete and Repeat. Pete Rose and Pete Rose Jr. And let's see. It's getting noisy in here. Hold on. It's getting noisy. Got to shut the door. People are making noises. There we go. I'll keep that noise in the kitchen down. My wife's home and she insists she's got to have something to eat. Oh, anyway, I'm almost coming to an end here. Anyway, I only got a few cards left. About the Phillies' finest. Schmidt, Lonnie Smith, and Carlton. Hope I brought enough sleeves. Don't know if I allowed for the variations. It looks like maybe not. Red Sox reunion, Lynn and Evans. Here's a Ricky. 1981, most hits, most runs. Ricky. Tricky Ricky. There's Mr. Yak Pack himself. Most saves in 1981 in the American League. Tom Terrific. Um, there's one more variation coming. 1981 wins leader. Wow. He still had it back then. And so our variation card coming up is Yankee Powerhouse, Jackson and Winfield. Whoa, Cat, what the heck are you doing? Want to get out of here or what? What's your problem? You shouldn't have came in. And so here's the placard, the holder for the variation. But what is the variation on card number 646? Okay, 45, 46. So Powerhouse, Reggie Jackson, Winfield, variation. No comma after outfield on the back. Are you kidding me? No comma and comma. This outfielder. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You now have got to go. You just out wore your stage. Missy, Missy, Missy. You're making a mess, Missy. My cards. You've got to go. See ya. I don't want to be ya. Oh no. Run him over? No. Okay. Cat knocked out a small stack of cards all over the floor. Now, I gotta spend time picking them up. Stupid cat. Easy.
It's hot as shit in here.
Well, I had the door open. I just had to close it because y'all out there making a racket when I'm
Doing your thing, yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Nothing.
Mm.
I got your stuff welded up at work yesterday.
Okay, you think it's gonna hold?
Yeah. I put 3 new studs on the top of the mount. I got new hardware for it.
Okay.
The other side came apart fine. So I'm gonna go home. I'll log in your Amazon, and I'll see when them struts are coming.
Okay.
And then I guess I don't think it's gonna show up till next weekend, Dad.
It's all right.
I got the label and stuff to send the other stuff back.
Okay.
So they sent the new stuff free of charge. You have 30 days, so like 30 days to return the other stuff, so they don't charge you again.
Right. All right.
I'm gonna wait for the new stuff to show up and take one of the boxes and put it in there with the straw.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I threw the other box out.
Dude, they were mangled.
Yeah, and the other box was just as mangled, ripped through the side.
So that's what I put on the report. It came damaged.
Yeah.
Not that I broke it.
Well, the boxes, they didn't pack them very well. They rattled around in there like crazy.
Well, yeah, they used too big of a box.
Yeah, they shipped in a huge box. Exactly. Huh?
You recording?
No, I'm live.
Oh.
So people are hearing your conversation right now. So don't be cussing.
Oh, all right. All right, that's it.
All right, I'm almost done anyway, so I'm going to head out there in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm going to head home now.
I hear you. All right.
Love you.
Love you. Yeah, I didn't get to see that new phone. All right, guys. Well, things are happening. Wow. There you go. We do have 660 cards. We have the complete set. Minus some variations or corrected versions. Anyway, basically the set is here. It's complete. Just now to get the master set would be great. So I'll work on that. Now, how is this 2-inch binder holding up? Oh, not bad at all. 2-inch binder. Let's see. Almost fills it up. So for 660 cards, 2-inch binders will do nicely. If you got like an 800 card set, you might want to have to go to a 3-inch binder, but 2 inches works great for me. And that's it, guys. I'm going to log out because the wife's home. And yeah, I got cat photobombed me. It's hogging up the screen, knocking cards on the floor. Anyway, guys, hey, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the comments. And hey, have a great rest of your weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna go get something to eat too, since the wife is home. All right, it is 2 p.m. here. Shoot, I didn't have lunch. It's already 2 o'clock. All right, yeah. Thanks everyone again. Peace, and we'll see you guys around the channels. Have a great one, guys. Dumb cat. End the stream. Later, guys.